It's 3 days to the general election in Nigeria as the People's Democratic Party, PDP, runs off campaign activities ahead of the 2023 election in Nigeria. Former national chairman of the party, Prince Uche Secondus, has asked Nigerians to support President Muhammadu Buhari in his desire to rid the country of election riggers and corrupt politicians. Secondus, who is a technical advisor to the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, also congratulated members of the Council of State for backing the Central Bank of Nigeria policy and the conduct of the elections as scheduled by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, this Saturday. The former PDP chairman said that he was sure that the candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, will win the 2023 election. Likewise, the party's candidate at the state level in Rivers State. Joining us now on this show from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, is Prince Uche Secondus, former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Thank you very much for joining us, Prince Uche Secondus. Good morning.
Thank you, Ruben Abati, for inviting me for this chat with the Arise.
Thank you for honoring our invitation. Very quickly, we just had a conversation with Alhaji Buba Galadima.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we just had a conversation with Alhaji Buba Galadima of the NNPP, and he was saying that he's very sure that on Saturday, his presidential candidate, the presidential candidate of his party, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, would win. Now, we've just introduced you also saying you believe Waziri Adamawa Atiku Abubakar will be the winner of the election. How do you rate his chances in the face of this strong challenge from the presidential candidate of the APC, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and now to add to it, the presidential candidate of the NNPP? Are you so sure that those other strong contenders will not pose any threat to his ambition?
Ruben, this issue, I believe that by the special grace of God that Nigerians are aware, especially the voters, because the power to vote resides at the various polling units. Alhaji Abubakar Atiku is a known name. He was a vice president to Olusegun Obasanjo. He was there for 8 years, and he known over the country, head of the economic team. The Nigerian's best time in our history was at the time when he was a vice president. He has a track record that everyone can see. And I believe that he has worked so hard with all of us on board. We've moved around the entire 36 states of the Federation. And we did the same in 2019 when I was national chairman. We've done it again, moving around, talking to the people. And we are convinced that he will be the winner on that day. 2 days to go, Thursday and Friday. Saturday is the election. The Nigerian people will elect Alhaji Abubakar Atiku and Okowa on that day. Reasons are that the other candidates, Nigerians know them very well, know those who are physically fit to run the country, and know those who have not traversed the entire country, those who are regional leaders. I don't want to mention names, but I believe that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is a nationalist, is known all over the country, is a bridge builder, is a unifier, that all those credentials are the reasons why I believe, and other Nigerians believe, that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar will emerge the winner of this election on the 25th of February.
All right, thank you for sharing your confidence as to Alhaji Abubakar Atiku's chances at the polls on Saturday. However, some people will differ, as Dr. Abati had mentioned. Again, going back to the polls, but beyond the polls, according to INEC, the demography of this election posts that young people have over 30% of the share of registered voters. And in terms of occupation, students make a huge number of that. Many of whom are backing. I mean, the Peter Obi campaign has ridden on and thrived amongst young people. Therefore, it is difficult to see how it would not play in his favor come Saturday. Beyond that, they've also talked about the fact that Nigerians haven't yet fully healed from the PDP years before the APC administration. How will you move away from this towards election victory on Saturday?
Well, like I said before, this man called Alhaji Abubakar Atiku is a bridge builder. So you know, when he was a vice president, he brought in a lot of youths. El-Rufai was one of them. He was young that time. Highly intellectual and other people into the government. And you can recall Ribadu, who was also very young. He was appointed the chairman of EFCC, the first chairman. And so many instances. This man, he believes in the talents of the youth. He is not isolated from the youth. You know, also he has children. He believes in that class of people in Nigeria, because moving forward, those are the people that will take over from the current generation. And he has a track record of putting the youth to work. He has established university, giving a lot of scholarship to the young ones. So this is a man who entirely believes that no one can do without 30% critical mass of the youth for our nation, moving forward our nation, especially at this time. So they require the experience of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to set the country aright and to allow the youth to take over in future. And this bridge must be built by him. And that's why we're convinced that the one that can set Nigeria again on the path of progress and the economic boom will be Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And we believe that all the youths, they are aware, they've tested the other candidates, they've also seen them, and the difference is very clear who can do this job on their behalf, who is mentally alert, who is ready to take them on and then engage them. Well, over the period of this campaign, we have also engaged the youths, we've engaged the women.
Mr. Secondus.
We believe that is ready to work with all the youths and the women on board. Don't forget that for a special program of 10 billion US dollars is critically targeted at the youth and the women and those who are involved in innovation and can take our country out of the present situation. So we believe and convinced that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar
Mr. Secondus,
and the youth.
I mean, I'll have to jump in here if you can hear me, Mr. Secondus.
We'll support him.
Thank you so much for your insight. I mean, yes, you're supporting Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and happy Hash Wednesday, by the way. I'd like to go straight ahead by saying this. It's going to be harder for Atiku Abubakar in Rivers State and the PDP this time around, because the PDP governor in the state doesn't like Atiku Abubakar, does not want him to become president. He's supporting probably somebody else that he's not been able to come out to say. How are you going to navigate it? And how has the campaigns been with navigating through Uche in the States? You have a history with your friend. I don't know if you can say the same, that is still your very good friend now. I'm talking about Governor Nyesom Wike. How has it been like for you guys in the PDP, navigating with your very good friend, Nyesom Wike?
You know that this is very new in our state, so it hasn't been very easy. But, you know, necessity is a stool for any new ideas, new innovation. What we have done in the past few months, when we witnessed that the governor and his team has changed from a presidential candidate, even though he made a firm promise, even vow that he will support, but later backed out of the support, giving all sorts of flimsy reason. That has not gone down well to the grassroots. You recall I was also a state chairman, and I believe that the Rivers people from 1999 till date have been voting for PDP. What we have done so far in the state is to make sure that we go down to the grassroots, to the people themselves who are going to vote on that day. Because we are not going to depend on anybody's ego or what anybody likes. But the truth of the matter is that before even the political dispensation, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had already been known in our dear state, fortunately. He was the one in the 70s and the 80s that brought, with others, the Intel establishment to manage the One seaport and provided millions of people with jobs and families with food. And this has been so organic. It has organic supporters. And then we have to engage those people and many others across the state. While we watch the governor over and over and over attacking a presidential candidate, but the people themselves are convinced that on that day they will vote for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and PDP. And so nobody is going to do any magic, no matter amount of intimidation and trying to swing the vote to the APC candidate. It will not work. The difference is very clear, that you can see Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you can see clearly with our eyes open Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who has done so much for the Rivers people. What has Bola Tinubu done for the Rivers people? So those are the issues, and they are very critical, and they are in the minds of Rivers people and Nigerians also.
Prince
so
Secondus?
This is going to give us a leeway.
Prince Secondus,
yes.
We have just about a minute to go, but very quickly.
Yes.
The governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, while
yes.
meeting with stakeholders and traditional rulers in Port Harcourt the other day, told them that they should not vote for people that will kill him, that they should not vote for people that will jail him. I hope you had that admonition, and he being your friend, you are not likely to go and vote for people that will jail him or kill him.
We are not on a roadmap of an individual, or, if you like, the ego of any person, no matter how highly placed. Rivers people are very wise, very intelligent. He is seeking for his own personal whatever. But Rivers people are not going that way. No matter they appeal to some chiefs and people, they know the truth, and the truth would be that that day, Bola Tinubu, everybody knows that if you compare him with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Rivers people know Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, including the chiefs that he addressed that day, than Bola Tinubu. It is difficult for him to change the mindset of people. And that's why they appeal. They have refused, and they will refuse. They will not vote for him, despite all the things that is being done against the people of Rivers State.
Okay.
We've given him, people, we voted for him, And we don't want him to take Rivers State out of the PDP. All the other candidates are PDP.
On that note.
Why is it by now that, yes.
Okay, on that note, we'd like to thank you.
I believe that a closing remark, a closing remark is that Atiku Abubakar is going to win this election, and Rivers people will vote for him.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince Uche Secondus, former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, for joining us on the morning show.